Hello, everyone. I would like to personally, before I start, wish all the fathers out here a very, very happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, guys. So I am here getting dinner together for Father's Day. Okay? So I have my greens over here that I've been had on low, and I think I'm going to go ahead and turn the fire up. I smell my bread, and my pot's getting hot. So let me go ahead on and put some oil in here because we're getting ready to fry some chicken. Okay, let me get this bread out. It's calling me. I'm smelling it. Thing is, where am I going to put this bread once I bring it out? Let's go ahead on and get that backfire on. Let's move these greens to the backfire. And let's utilize this space right here just to put this bread in. And she's ready. Okay, I am going to leave the oven on because my dressing will be going in next. I have already worked up my dressing, and today I made chicken and dressing. But while this bread is hot, you know what we have to do? We have to butter her up. So let's go ahead and butter this bread up while she's hot. While that's getting hot, I did not turn my oven off, and I have my greens back here. So let's go ahead on it. This butter is a little too cold for me right now. Let me get my butter dish because I want some soft butter. It's Father's Day. I don't have time to play with it. I gotta get it and get it done. Hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. That's what I'm talking about right there. I need it to be soft where I can get it all over this bread. I like to make sure that I get it all around the sides and the edges so that it can go down to the bottom as well. Okay, once I have that butter all dissolved, I am going to go in with the next step. Let me have a look at these greens. I am going to shift some things around because I like to have my pots in front so that I can tend to them. Okay? So we're going to bring her back to the front and keep getting that grease hot, and we're going to turn you off. Okay, I'm going to slide this to the side just a little bit. I'm going to bring this pan over here because she's getting ready to go into the oven. And I'm going to bring you in just a little bit. I have already worked this dressing up. I have a rotisserie chicken that I boned and broke down, and it's in this dressing. She's getting ready to go into the oven. She's ready to go. Okay, let me clean her up a little bit. We always want to remember presentation. Presentation is everything. Okay, the way you put it in, that's the way it's going to come out. Okay, so I have my dressing, my chicken and dressing. You see the consistency of it? She's ready for the oven. I know that I need to adjust my rack to put that roast chicken in, so let me go ahead and adjust that rack. Get ready to put that dressing in the oven. Okay, it's not hot, so I don't need the rack. And I have her in on 350. Okay, I have her in on 350. Let's go ahead on and turn this fire back up. Let these greens do their thing. In here I have some collard greens. I have some smoked meat. You see that roux, that consistency of that roux? I'm gonna bring you back. Looks like a bone, and I'm gonna bring that out. She needs a little more sugar. I don't know if I even put sugar yet. So I'm going to go ahead and hit her. Bitter, you know, greens are bitter. Greens can be really bitter. So we want to equal out that bitterness with a little love and tenderness and a little sweetness. Okay. I am going to also at this time go ahead and add some red pepper flakes because you know I like that kick. And that's going to do it for me. Not too much. About that much. And go ahead and let that continue to cook. I have got my butter all over my greens like I want to. So we're going in with the next step on these greens. We did the next step on the greens. Let's go ahead on and that bread is good and buttered. Now that she's good and buttered, I'm gonna hit her with some honey. Okay. Hit her with some honey until I feel it's enough. About that much. Okay. And we're just going to simply push her on back. And let me go ahead on and bring, I brought that pan over here so that you guys could see the greens. So I'm gonna slide her back on over there, keeping her on a 3. And I'm gonna go ahead on and bring my everyday skillet on out because that's what I am frying my chicken in today. my everyday skillet. Okay. So I don't need pepper flakes anymore. At this point, I need flour. Need a little bit of cornstarch. I have my chicken over here already cleaned, seasoned, and it has been marinating in a little bit of buttermilk. I seasoned it with paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of slap your mama, and get slap crazy back. A little bit of Lawry's, and a little bit of paprika, if I didn't already say. Okay, so that chicken has been marinating for a little bit. I like to put things back as I go. Everything has a place, and if you keep everything in its place and clean as you go, that's the way it rolls. That way when you're done with your dinner, your kitchen's done. And I can't stand a mess at all. Okay, those greens going, I'm going to bring them on down to about to a 3. And we getting ready to drop this chicken. That grease is getting hot. That dressing is in the oven. Those greens are about 20 minutes out of being done. Let's go ahead on and get to this chicken. Another big shout out again for dads. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, babe. Rest in peace. I know you're watching over us. Continue to watch over us and rest well. Your job was definitely well done. Okay, so I'm not going to waste a whole lot of flour. So I have my flour. Bring it over here a little bit. Okay, so I have my flour, and you're going to use about as much flour as you have meat that you're going to fry. Okay, so I have my flour. I'm going to go in with about a half cup or a half cap, let's say a half cap of cornstarch right into this flour. And I'm just going to combine those two dry ingredients together. Before I give it a great shake, I'm going to add a little flavor to my flour, which is some paprika. Going to use a little of Slap Your Mama. And of course, some pepper. You want to be sneezing. Okay, I'm just gonna shake those ingredients all together. Looking at my chicken and looking at my flour and seeing if I have enough. I'm gonna add just a wee bit more flour. Okay, that's enough flour. Okay, so let's get these dry ingredients mixed really well together. Making sure that top is sealed so I don't be having a big mess to clean up. Okay. She's ready. I'm going to go on in and add my chicken. And I'm just going to go ahead and add all of it due to the fact that I can. It's enough space. And I didn't make a really large bag of chicken because, again, I have a whole rotisserie chicken in my dressing. Okay. So that dressing is going to be in that oven for about 30 to 45 minutes. Let me go ahead on and seal this up. Give her a good shake. And I think I have my fire too high. I know I do. That AC is on and it's blowing my fire on my stove. I don't like that at all. I don't like that part. But hey, we have to compromise. And give that a good shake. Making sure that we get all of those pieces nice and coated. That seasoning that you see on the bag, that's flavor. Okay? As well as buttermilk. Okay. She's nice and coated. So let's go ahead on and test this water and see if she's hot. I call it testing the water. She's not hot enough yet. So we bring her back on up to a 3. That's what I call testing the water. I always will put a little bit of flour in there just to see if she gives me a sizzle. And that sizzle wasn't what I was looking for. Okay, so we're going to allow that to get hot. We know that we have those greens on. Let's go ahead and blend in that sugar. Those red crushed pepper flakes. I didn't really take out all of my stems on my greens because I want to incorporate those stems into my diet. Those stems carry a lot of vegetables, nutrients and vitamins that we throw away. And if you ever notice the Asian soup, it always have roots in there. You see that roux on there? That is the roux that you want to see. Let me taste test. Okay, she could use a little more of red pepper flakes. If I had serrano pepper, that is definitely what I will put in. At this time, I am going to add in a little oil. Just a little oil. My container came to put my oil in. Just haven't had a chance to get to it, but I will make sure I get to it when I get to it. I don't put all that pressure on myself no more. I just don't put all that pressure on myself anymore. I do what I can do, and then I rest, and I get back at it. All right, let's go ahead and test this water again on this. And she's ready. So let's go ahead on and drop our chicken. Shaking off that excess. And this everyday skillet, you want to make, whoa, I know I smelled something. Gotta be careful when you put them damn towels on your stove. Almost started a fire. Because I didn't want to drop that flour over my range and have to come back later and clean it up. But it's better to be safe than sorry. And it looks like I'm going to be able to get all of my chicken in this skillet at one time. Okay? We don't want to crowd her out. We want each piece to be able to lay flat and be able to have its own space to cook. And I was able to get everything in there. Okay? Throw that out. Let me wash my hands. And that fire is on a 3. She's gonna heat up on her own. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna let her warm up from the bottom up. I know I'm crazy for a slow draining sink, honey. Come on, do it so good. I don't have time for all that googling. Jesus Christ. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead on and refresh our dishwater. Y'all got y'all eye on my chicken. Them greens, that's too high. I'm going to turn her down. You trying to do too much. Rusty meat. Slow your roll, baby. I'm not in no hurry. At all. Excuse me, guys. Let me grab a towel. Now you don't want to rush your meat when it's cooking. You want to go ahead on and let it take its time and cook so that it's cooked. It's cooked through and through. Okay? So I have a fresh dishwater. She's frying. Dressing's in the oven. Our cornbread is ready. Baby. Okay. That's good. That's really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and move her back because I don't want the grease to pop in. Okay. And we're just waiting on this chicken and this dressing. I'm gonna move my tea kettle as well because I don't want that grease to get on my kettle. I just cleaned it. I can actually go ahead and up that fire. That grease has to get hot from the bottom up. That is fresh grease. Fresh grease takes a little longer to cook and a little longer to get hot versus using old grease. And what I mean by new grease, fresh grease, is when you put fresh oil in your skillets to fry. It takes a little longer to fry. Why? Because it's new grease. Has to generate and get all hot and bothered from the bottom. And then baby, she gonna go ahead on and do what she do. We're gonna always keep that handle to the back. Now, if you have some used grease, that grease is used and she's ready to roll. But I don't like things that's used. And I'm not in no hurry. So we're frying chicken. You just want to make sure that she's even with her fire. And let her fry up. Get my skillet ready. Not my skillet, but my plate. And when that chicken is done, I like to prep and stay prepared. I'm kind of thinking I'm getting ready to turn this AC off because I'm not happy with how she's blowing my fire. But that's a compromise, right? Okay, so I'm through with that cornstarch. I'll pick her up. Next, I will be making a dip, which can be a snack for any time of the day. What you're gonna need for that, and I've made this dip before. I've made this dip with you guys several times. And being that I have a little time to spare, I'm thinking about whipping up a little bit now. I'm thinking about it. I don't like when these little pans be super thin. I don't like that. I like the heavy duty ones. So let me go ahead on and get out all of my ingredients that I'm going to need for this dip. Okay. Okay, so I have my 2 cans of chicken breast. I have my cream cheese. I have my ranch dressing, the dry ranch. So I'm just going to allow that cream cheese to come to room temperature. Once that cream cheese has come to room temperature, I'm just gonna mix all those ingredients together. I'll join you back when I get ready to. And then I will be topping this chicken dip with a little bit of shredded Gouda cheese. It changed the whole game on your dips, okay? So that's what I'll be topping that with as I put it in the oven. And I will definitely join you back as we make that dip. Okay? So let's allow these ingredients to come to room temperature, mainly that Philly cream cheese. I want it soft. Those greens are green. Can y'all see in that pot? Let's see if I can get y'all a little closer with me. Once those crushed pepper flakes dissolve, I'm gonna go ahead on and off the fire on those greens, baby, because those greens are ready. All you need is a bowl and a piece of this cornbread back here. And baby, if I tell you that roux on those greens are beautiful. That's what we used to give our babies back in the day. A little cornbread and put some of this green juice on it. Who remembers that? That's that green juice. Look at it. Can y'all see it? That's that green juice that we used to take and put over our baby's cornbread. Make it all soft and good. Baby, they suck that. Once they get a taste of that, he ain't no more baby food, baby. They want the real deal. My daughters always forget, Mom, why are you giving them that? Oh, yeah. That's it right there. I can go ahead and leave that fire on low just to stay warm while we working on this chicken. And she's frying. But remember, we're not in no rush. Okay? And let that come to a really nice color. Yes, I'm real cautious about these handles being out. Even that I don't have any babies home, it's a habit, it's a safety tip that you always want to practice. You know, just practice. Once you're in that habit, it just stays with you. So we're letting that chicken fry. Those greens are done. The dressing is in the oven. That cornbread is done. And my Father's Day dinner is almost ready. Gonna have a little ice cream. And that's dessert. We're just frying that chicken up. Smells amazing. Not smelling my dressing. She's cooking low. She's cooking low. But it's okay. I know she's cooking from the bottom up. And baby, when that dressing do get ready, dinner will be served. I want a nice, crunchy, golden color before I flip that chicken over. Ain't no sense to keep flipping it and flipping it. Let it go ahead on and cook on one side and be done with it. While you're waiting on your meat to cook, go ahead on and clean your mess up. Fresh dishwater here. Bleach in there. And we're just gonna clean as we go. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. And I say guys because it's Father's Day. And today is all about you. Happy Father's Day. Today is all about you guys. This flat don't want to be flat as I want her to be. So I'm just going to leave her alone and let her do what she do. Okay, guys, so I have came with you live, did dinner. Greens are ready. Greens are ready. Cornbread is ready. Dressing is in the oven. And we're waiting on chicken. I do have a rotisserie chicken in that dressing. When I bring that dressing out and I take this chicken out, I'll come back with you. Happy Father's Day, guys.